Hi there, and welcome to another edition here on BusterNet. These are the LLM Diaries of Gloucester City, and they have decided to kick it up a notch. So there we were at the start of the season, and I was like trying to play defensively. Survival was the main goal I had, and I noticed something. I started playing all these tactics, and I was playing defensively, and frequently I'd find myself on the back foot. I'd have to come back from a goal behind, and I'd have to go attacking. And I quickly realized one thing: if you're an LLM site, and I plan to write an exclusive chapter on this later for the book, you need to think about squad building. And one of the key facets about building a really strong squad is that if you want to fight, you gotta have the right attributes. And if you don't have them in abundance, then you're gonna have issues. So we went back to basics. I went through my squad again: bravery, work rate, determination. I took these three, put them into one box, and I said, anybody who doesn't have those attributes, well, chances are you're not gonna be playing for me. I make an exception for some strikers, but for the majority of the team, yes, you gotta have those attributes. So there we were. We decided, fine, let's take those attributes. Then at the start of the season, we're playing defensively. I have to come back. You also need a bit of risk. If you are going to outperform the rest of the competition, you really need to think about getting your players to kick it up a notch. So what we did was, we decided to play on a slightly higher mentality. So I stopped playing on counter, I stopped playing on defensive. So for some of my matches, I decided, alright, here we go. We're going attacking structure straight away. And we just go into the game because attacking structure will affect attacking mentality will affect a lot of things. It will affect the risks that you're taking, the kind of passes that you make, the movement that you make, the off the ball movement that's going on. Players are going to play a bit more direct with some of their passes. So, and as you probably know by now, I have do some creative passing instructions across my team, so I know some of these players are not going to be doing that kind of nonsense. But at the end, we found ourselves using a 4-3-1-2. So I started using a 4-3-1-2 after the defeat to Newcastle, because this defeat to Newcastle pissed me off. 6-2. I've never lost so badly with Gloucester in the last 5 seasons. So after that, we switched. We beat Brighton 2-1. Then we beat Scunthorpe 1-0. Then we beat Blackburn Rovers with our first hat-trick of the season. We lost to Wolves, which was a bit of a pain in the ass. I really got pissed off with this. But we bounced back with a huge away point against promotion favourites Bristol City. And this match, well, we went in with our 4-3-1-2 and we took the game to them from start to end. And we created some really good chances. In fact, I would say Bristol City were on the back foot for most of this game. They got off to a pretty decent first half performance, but the second half belonged to us as we went looking for the winner. They even had a player sent off late in the game. However, we were not able to break them down, and this brings me to my approach now. We're going to be playing against Fulham at home, and guess what? Fulham are going to be playing against my 4-3-1-2. So my 4-3-1-2, if you remember, I talk about controlling zones on the pitch, right? We want to control one portion of the pitch. Either it's the back or the front. These one of these two zones. You want to take them, and you want to control one or two of these zones. If you can control both, that's really good. But it's going to be you're going to give up a lot to do that. So some systems are really good. I mean, I've seen LLM sites using a 4-2-3-1 and they've been successful. And we're using a 4-3-1-2. The 4-3-1-2 is down the flanks. Let's throw what we can into attack. We're using a whole lot of players on loan, if you can see that. And we have got a Zanias on loan. Now Zania is the exception to the rule. I hardly ever use him, but since Macaulay Bone has been away on international duty, we've been forced to use this boy. I ordinarily am very hesitant about using players with bravery of less than 10. Now in the case of strikers, I usually make an exception. So here I made an exception for him. I'm hoping that he gets me some goals, and he doesn't slide into tackles. So I can forget about him tackling hard. He's not going to do it. But I can forget about his work rate. He's a lazy ass. So he's always in or around the box. But so far, he's managed to score me some goals. He scored 2 goals in the last game, which is not bad. But I still am awaiting for the return of Monsieur Bone. And I'm probably going to start this game with Emmanuel Rovini. I like him a bit more, even though his work rate is only 7. He's in the box, he's around the box, he scores. So when it comes to work rate, I don't really care about the guy right here. I usually care about this guy. Any person who's got a duty where it requires him to drop deep, hold up the ball, and be part of the linkage, he's got to have work rate. So the advanced forwards, I cast a blind eye towards them. So here we are. We're gonna have to play a really, really good game in order for us to beat Fulham. And if, as you can see, our results are pretty good actually. I mean, I won't even call them patchy. We was expected to be relegated, and here we are. We are in with a shout for promotion, but we have to keep this attitude and this adaptability in the side going. I have a squad that is built around a lot of midfielders. I don't really care about having side midfielders. I mean, since about FM, I think FM 12, I stopped going out to go and get MLMRs. Never made any sense to me. There are not many side midfielders in the game, not many good ones especially. And furthermore, when you're looking for an AML or an MLMR, you end up getting players who can't tackle, and it doesn't really fit into an all-action kind of system where you want to have options to change things from here to there. So what you really want to do is you want to double up. Literally, you want your squad to be loaded with central midfielders and preferably at least 4 fullbacks. Now the fullbacks are a great role in the game. In fact, one of my favorite roles in the game is the fullback because these guys can run, cross, tackle. The MLMRs in the game, the wingers, they can't. Some of them, most of them, are very good at crossing and very good at dribbling, but they can't tackle. So I would use them in a 4-4-2, but as you know, the 4-4-2 requires a lot of thinking. You gotta work really hard to get a good 4-4-2 going, and it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. So I want results with average size. So average size require you to control grids on the pitch. They require you to control zones, and the 4-3-1-2 controls this zone pretty well. It may not control this zone as well, but this zone is where the pressure is. And if I can keep the pressure going, hey, I can be a Kevin, we can be Keegan-esque in our approach to football. We can try and score more than the opposition. And so far, well, we have been conceding goals, but I don't really care because the football is exciting to watch and it's right up my alley and I enjoy that kind of football. So right now we have a home game against Fulham coming right up. Hugo Keto will be a big miss for this game. He's been central to a lot of things that have been happening in our team. He's been shot blocking, shot stopping, and he's a huge, huge miss. But we will have to do our best against Fulham. I'm gonna again it's a 4-4-2, and I not a big fan of the 4-4 defending against a 4-4-2, but we will take the game to them, and we will endeavor to beat them as well. So here we go. We'll start on extended, and the match is off. Samuel to Odoye to Mahoney. Here I'm looking at spaces that my players can cover. Hanks has done a really good job by breaking down the attack. I am the first thing I focus on, and those who've been following my FM talks will know I like to see where the transitions are broken down. So Arthur Worry again, they done okay. We aren't doing that badly in midfield, but it's still early in the game. Arthur Worry again. Hanks wins this ball, and he plays it out to Bone. Bone gets the ball. Bone plays it out to McCallum. McCallum is already first player in Gloucester City colours to have scored a hat trick in the championship, and it's not one of my players. He's on loan. So you can imagine how dependent we are with loan signings. McCallum with the first shot at goal. Not a bad start. Well, we'll be patient. We won't worry too much. I am definitely looking at my defensive line, which is the reason why my defensive line is actually deep. We're playing an attacking style of football, so I do not want my players overcommitting into attacks. Right with the ball. Beautiful pass to Bone. McCallum brings it up. McCallum looks around for support, finds Hanks. Playing as the playmaker. Dick Steele now to right. Right now to McCallum. McCallum through to Bone. Bone is offside. He's miles offside. Is he the playmaker? Yes, he is. Alright. Corner to be taken by right. Aye, it wasn't a good corner. Arthur Worry, who's such a huge presence at the near post. De Havilland through to McCallum. McCallum finds Bone again. McCallum trying to feed the ball to Bone. Hewitt now to right. Okay, we're gonna make one change straight away. I'm gonna put Bone as the Bone is gonna be the guy that's feeding McCallum because McCallum has got better finishing than Bone. And Bone is a bit more dangerous when he comes from deep. O'Doy charging at our players, but we have to thank the commercial break. Caney with the ball. Josephat through to Samuel. Samuel's inside the box. Bettino. Oh no, Bettino will have time much. Samuel has scored. Fulham have taken the lead against Gloucester. This is a terrible start for Gloucester City. And Gloucester City, against the run of play, have conceded the first goal. It came down our attacking side. Free kick taken by right. And the boys have leveled the game. Yes, Fulham. They're gonna have to face the fury of the Tigers. Okay, we don't need to see this. I'm more interested in us winning this game than watching highlights. Dick Steele gets into the box. Dick Steele, what can he do? Finds right back to Dick Steele, plays it back to Hewitt. Hewitt out to right. He's got options. Hanks, playmaker. Dick Steele plays it short to McCallum. Bone, right, shoots, scores. 2-1 now. Fulham are feeling the Tigers' wrath. Yes, that's the best time for you to score. Once you score a goal, if you can keep the pressure going, keep it going. Don't let up. Don't go defensive. Never do that. Okay, it's only after you keep the pressure going the way you're playing because you're gonna have to wait until the AI changes its stance. That's when you start looking for transitions, and that's when you start thinking about dropping it to control. All right, the boys artillery to Bone again. Bone looks around, goes wide, does well right now, plays it to Hanks. Oh, there's some ping pong action going on inside the box, and artillery wins the header. Again, he wins the header. Jezebed out wide to Darikwa or Danikwa. I don't know how you pronounce that name. Oh, it's a great cross to Samuel, but defending stoutly at the back once again. De Havilland, this combination that I have, De Havilland and Artillery, they've been playing quite well this season. They've been keeping Baldy out. And Baldy, as you probably know by now, has been making a few mistakes. Betinho with the ball, and here I'm watching Samuel. Again, we can't seem to break that transition down, and it's a bit of a concern for me because they're coming down the left and the right flank, so I can't really decide which flank to show up at the moment. However, I will be okay. What I will do is their left flank is more attacking, so the flank I want to show up will be the right flank. Caney. Alright, the first thing we do, we've already taken the lead, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn him into a defend duty. He'll drop a bit deeper, and I hope it's not a big mistake. But he should be able to give a bit more support to that flank. Wait a minute, that's the wrong flank. Their left is my right, correct. Mahoney to Josephat. Josephat to Bettino. Bettino inside the box. Samuel equalizes. I think I made a mistake. You should not do that. Well, we all make mistakes. Fulham have leveled the match. This is becoming a cracker. Josephat out there. That's why right was in the wrong spot. We want to close slightly higher up the pitch. Caney, corner taken. Hanks clears it. And De Havilland back to Mahoney. Gloucester City hanging on. O'Doy shoots, goes into the wall. Mahoney again. Bettino. Samuel's in the box, waiting for the cross. And Flanagan does a really good job of blocking that. Corner from Holmlund. And well, it's gone over the heads of everyone. Marty is now got to go back to pick it up, and he crosses, and it's not gonna be a danger for the keeper. Well, the score now is level. I'm far from pleased. Shut up, Josh Wright. Okay, Flanagan now. I've got Josh Wright he may have scored 2 goals. I can't take him off then, can I? Dick Steele. I'm never taking Dick Steele off. Dick Steele, you better not give me a bad game because I don't want to take you off. We've got Dick Steele and Bone in the side. The only person who's not good enough right now is Hardy. Dick Steele does it again. He gets it to McCallum. McCallum, what can he do with the ball? McCallum drifts back, gets it to Joe Hanks. Joe Hanks plays it out to Wright. Wright, who has scored 2 goals, is on track for a hat trick. What's he doing? Okay, gets it to Hanks. That's good. Plays it back to Wright. Now to Hewitt. Hewitt will not play it out to the flanks. McCallum to Hanks. It goes to the flanks. Flanagan plays it back to Wright. Wright to Hewitt. Hewitt to Hanks. Hanks has options down the flanks, gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy with a chance to cross to McCallum. McCallum shoots, but it's not going to bother the keeper. Alright, Fulham have managed to come back into this game. Man, Fulham just FM me. That's the thing that's pissing me off. I was almost positively certain we were going to beat Fulham in this match. This is not. I should not be telecast. I should not be covering matches that belong to sides that belong to my Patron supporters. I tried to beat Ipswich. Ipswich helped me to a point. Now I am level against Fulham. Yeah, we'll change one of the players. We'll take out McCallum and bring on Nico Zanier. There you go, Nico. And we're gonna have to change Nico and McCallum around. And we're also gonna take off Flanagan. Flanagan is playing on Flanagan. We're gonna have to take Flanagan off. Flanagan for where is he? Oyebanyo. Still 8 minutes to go. Come on, boys. We can pull this, alright. We're going overload structured. With 5 minutes left. We want this win. It's a corner. Josephat puts it in the air. Dick Steele with the ball. There's still time on the clock. Bone has it. This is a counter. Come on, Boney. Play it out. Oyebanyo, cross the ball now to Bone. And it's over. It was a stormer, but not good enough. We were unfortunate. Fulham managed to sneak it one more time. We've been snookered by a team that we should have been beating. Well, Fulham escaped. So far this season, Ipswich have escaped and Fulham have escaped. And yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, there, Ipswich are here, 30 points out of the not in the playoff zones, and Fulham, where are they? They're here, 26 points. Well, this is a bit of a disappointment. I am very disappointed that we did not beat Fulham. Well, there we go. I should not cover matches by my patrons. That is the fundamental law that I should start following because these two clubs belong to two of my patrons. And one of them supports Fulham, the other one supports Ipswich. And I've yet to beat both of them. I have to beat them, and I do them on air, and I never do, which is a really annoying thing for me. I will go through the tactic right now before I go off. This is my 4-3-1-2. I've covered my 4-3-1-2 many, many times. It's a tactic that I use a lot of. And the only difference in this 4-3-1-2 is that I'm using a defensive centre back. Now, why am I using a defensive centre back? That's what you guys should be asking. Now, a defensive centre back is one of those roles in the game which has the option of going few risky passes. And the other thing is that he's already locked into making more direct passes. So and this is the good thing about playing playing him because I don't have to choose this option. I just have to go pick it and he does it for me. And I know that he's just gonna clear the ball when he gets a chance. And to be honest with you, this guy has created a few goals with his clearances from deep, which have been quite amazing. In midfield, I don't play with a playmaker because I'm playing with a support playmaker here. So he tends to drop deep, and sometimes we get some really sweet counter attacks initiated by Hanks from this position here because he drops this deep. In terms of TIs, I probably shouldn't be using pass into space. However, it was a game that, sometimes I do use this quite a lot, especially if I want to break open the side, and I'll use this shout a lot. It really does depend on whether or not you have players who can run into space. So if you don't have off the ball players, then you asking for trouble because then you don't have players running into those spaces, yet you're playing those kind of shots. So what are you gonna get? Turnovers. You're going to give the ball away. So don't use this unless you have duties in place to take advantage of it. If you do, then this is a fantastic shout. If you don't, then you're in trouble. So in terms of the other TIs, nothing much here. It's all basic. These are the basic TIs I use. I mean, play out defense, I can choose not to use it. All right. This will just affect my passing, if you notice that. So I like to use that shout because I'm so used to the passing style that I currently have. And in terms of a mentality, well, it's really up to you. How comfortable are you? And I've been using a deeper defensive line because of my team. Not because I have that as a default. It's my team. My team is slow, so I'm using a deeper D line. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Gloucester City Diaries. If you have any questions and you want to I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Gloucester City Diaries. And if you have any questions, please feel free to look me up on Twitter at BusterNet or at addicted2fm.com, my website. Now, once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for this very engaging save at Gloucester City. And it seems that Torino has been put aside for a while I get these guys into the Premiership. So once these guys get into the Premiership, then the Torino save and the Gloucester City save will probably become very interesting because you got a club that's very new and a club that's already established. And it'll be interesting because I want to start focusing more on training and development as I go. And it'll be challenging because Torino already have a club that's established, and you have got Gloucester who have a club that's not established. And I want to create a legacy with Gloucester. So how will I get that done with Gloucester? That will be the focus of the next few shows when I'm using Gloucester. So I look forward to catching up with all of you. And if you have any questions, you can always find me on the usual channel. So in the meantime, you guys take care, have a good one, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye bye.